Welcome to another episode of the AoE4 Player Spotlight. In this interview, we'll try to get to know Cow, the man behind all the production of competitive scene of Age of Empires 4. Let's start with the video. Hello, Cow. Nice to have you here. Thank you so much for agreeing to do the little interview. You are the first kind of community person I'm interviewing, but I'm really excited as you are very known. Everyone knows Cow. It would be nice to learn something about you today. And can you just give us a few words about you for maybe the few people who don't know who you are?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I've been enjoying watching the videos, so fun being here. About me, I'm an observer, producer, most esports streams. I run Rising Empires. I do a lot of Reddit moderation. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Okay, perfect. So let's maybe just start with the beginning, how it all started. Are you a gamer since a young age?
Yeah, so I've been gaming since pretty much I can always remember, like even probably before I can remember things. I remember like playing video games when I was 4 and just hasn't stopped since.
Do you remember what kind of games you played?
I played some Norwegian games actually, mainly actually.
You still got them?
I think so. Hold on. So yeah, I actually have a couple of them here. Actually,
Oh, that's amazing.
they're actually CD. There's something called Flåklypa, which is actually based on a 50-year-old animation film we have in Norway, which is stop
Oh, wow.
motion, which is really cool. It's a really enjoyable film, but it's exceptional Norwegian, so it's really hard to translate. So I
That's a
remember
shame.
playing that on my dad's computer. And then we also have a guy called Myllemek, which actually is translated into Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish as well. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you actually find some other people from those countries that has played it as well.
Okay, nice. Are they more like kiddo games or?
Yeah, the Myllemek one, which actually has like a couple of ones. They're like build houses, and then there's one that's build cars, and then there's one that build boats. They're like meant for like 6-year-olds.
Okay, okay.
So yeah.
How did you start with Age of Empires? Did you play any of the older ones?
Age of Empires, I started by playing a cracked version of Age of Empires 2 on the PCs that was at the church or like the youth church in my town.
Okay.
That's
Interesting
probably
place to
probably
crack a
probably not the
game.
best place to crack games, but yeah, that was where it all started. And then that's also kind of where I had my first like competitive time playing Age of Empires.
Okay, but do you still sometimes play Age of 2 or are you fully convert to the better age?
I play, of course, mostly Age of Empires 4, but every Christmas or New Year, depending on how things line up, me and my brothers, we actually play a game against each other. Mostly it's a 1v2, but you know.
Okay, sounds good. Can you tell me a little bit about the origins of your name?
My name is actually very stupid. I used to have a couple of different nicknames that I shall not name because they're pretty embarrassing. But I want to say like in 2010, 11, 12, 13, something around there, Skype released the feature of actually being able to add GIFs as your profile picture on Skype. We were a group of friends and we had different GIFs because thought that was funny. And I added the GIF that I have that I still have to this day, which is from a Chick-fil-A or Chick-fil commercial. I just named myself the most beautiful cow ever because it's a very beautiful cow. Then over the years, kind of the name just shortened and became Cow, and then wanted to stream on Twitch because me and my friends, we had like a communal Twitch channel where we all like streamed on it. So I was the only one who was using it, so I renamed and I wanted to do Cow, and I didn't really know what else to do, so I was like, Magical Cow, no, that's already taken. AnMagicalCow, that was taken as well. And then I was just remember thinking like it would be really funny and dumb and probably memorable if I have a grammatical spelling error in my
Yeah.
name, so then it became AnMagicalCow.
Okay, that's good to know because we were wondering why it's Anne, not A.
Yeah, I mean, it was taken on Twitch, like, what
Okay.
more?
Okay, fair enough. So is cow your favorite animal as well?
It's definitely up there. Cats are probably a little bit higher on the ladder, but
Good answer.
cats and dogs, yeah.
Perfect. Can you tell me if you have any pets and a little bit about them if you do?
I do have a cat.
Yay!
She's downstairs currently just chilling in the window. She was supposed to be a purebred Norwegian forest cat, but when we got we had 2 cats before, so we've never had more than 1 cat at the time. I just remember like browsing basically Norwegian Craigslist. I found I found someone being like, oh yeah, selling kittens for like 20 like pounds or $20 or something. So the mother of my cat is a purebred Norwegian forest cat, and before they could like neuter her or like what do you call it again? Like
Spay?
snipper? Yeah, spay them. She managed to escape, and then she came back like a month or so later, and she was pregnant. And then I
Classic.
don't know. The family tree is just a question mark on the dad's side, and like a really nice family tree on the left side of like prize-winning cats and stuff. But yeah, she's
Okay.
very shy.
Yeah. What is her name?
Misty.
Misty.
She was supposed to be the gray cat from the kittens we had, but the owners decided they wanted to keep her. So like, oh, you can take the black one instead. And I was like, well, I can't come up with a different name. So well, now we have a black cat called Misty. That was supposed to be a gray one, but hey.
That also works. Do you play any other games apart from Age?
I used to be pretty high ranked League of Legends player. I also used to play like I want to say semi-professionally Rainbow Six Siege. So I still like play those games a little bit to like calm down from Age of Empires sometimes. But then I also play Counter-Strike with some other people from the Age community. Sass, Boltune, Bella, Myriad sometimes joins, and some other people here.
Nice, sounds good. I thought I could see Nar in the background. Did you play
Yeah,
top?
yeah. You know, I play jungle.
Jungle, okay. And what were your favorite champs?
Probably like J4 is probably up there, and then I also like to play Ezreal a lot. I think I have like over 1,500 games of Ezreal.
But Ezreal jungle or?
Yes.
Okay, I do know
actually
that.
not Ezreal jungle that much, but mostly bot lane when I was playing Ezreal.
Nice. It sounds funny that, to relax from Age, you go and play League. And League is a
Yeah.
very specific community.
Yeah, it's weird, yeah.
Do you usually play solo or with friends?
I usually play duo queue. One person you might know is Vodka also from Age of Empires 2. Does a lot of observing as well. And we sometimes duo queue. Yeah.
Cute. What do you like doing apart from gaming?
I have that piano over there. It's just a MIDI keyboard I've connected to my PC. I do music production on the side as well.
Oh, nice.
So I make my own music. I do some coding as well. Then I build like some analog synthesizers. So build like the actual circuitry and have fun with that.
Oh, okay. You're quite technical, aren't you?
Yeah. Then there's a little bit of Lego behind me as well.
Oh, nice. Are you self-taught or have you kind of gone to school to
I played piano for 16 years now.
Okay.
And then my I have two older brothers. Both of them play instruments. So my oldest brother, he plays a lot of instruments in church where he lives, and my middle brother, he is kind of like touring musician, but he's more on the production side, and he's also a professional drummer. So our entire family is pretty musical. So
wow, that's cool.
a lot has been self-taught, and when it comes to like music production and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, piano, I was classically trained.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Do you have a favorite homemade meal, like something traditional, maybe?
Norwegian traditional meals are pretty meh, honestly. But yeah, I do like cooking as well. So probably my favorite thing to cook is kind of like wok. Yeah, stir fry. Yeah, and then
Okay.
butter chicken as well is pretty high up there. Naan bread. I sometimes just make naan bread just to eat naan bread.
Nice, nice. Cool. You like Asian cuisine then?
Yeah.
How did you end up being so deep in AoE? I know it must be a wide question, but since I kind of started playing and got, introduced to the community and everything just over a year ago, everyone would tell me that Cow just does everything and anything. Like everyone knows Cow. Cow is Age of Empires and you just run it all basically. So how did that start?
To go down the rabbit hole like quite a bit, it actually all started when I paid for coaching sessions with Core because I wanted to get better at the game because I played a lot of AoE2. I've always enjoyed RTS games. I was like, okay, Age of Empires 4 has been released. Let's do this. And I was like so confused because there was like not a lot of content out. So I got some coaching sessions from him. And then I started kind of just being a little bit of like a tech support for him to a certain extent, and then he modded me. Then it kind of just like perpetrated out to be like mod on everyone's Twitch channel. At the same time, like I do work in production, like a side gig kind of thing. So I work with League of Legends, I work with Counter-Strike. So I do production and observing on those games as well. I came to AoE4, I kind of saw like Rising Empire or Chewbacca, because it wasn't even Rising Empires at the time, and I was like, hey, do you guys need any help on casting or production? It kind of got ignored the first couple of times, but then Rising Empire started. I joined there. I did some casting and take over production at some point. EGC then wanted to expand a little bit kind of at the same time, and I came on as a producer now, so I'm the production manager at EGC now. For the Reddit part, I kind of just saw that like Aussie Drongo and Adiko, they were very unactive on the subreddit, and like there was not a lot of moderation happening. Kind of like, hey, do you guys need anyone to do some modding there? And both of them was like, yeah, sure, just take it. Funnily enough, when it came to the subreddit, they were actually inactive. They had to do some modding to get marked as active moderators, so they could add me as a moderator.
Okay, interesting.
And then yeah, kind of just happened naturally, I guess.
And now you are basically like the core member of Age of Empires scene.
Yeah.
You know, I think without you, the scene would really struggle. Hearing from a lot of people, you know.
I mean, the thing is that I like say to myself and say to others is I don't do a lot of special things. I just do what nobody else is doing. So it sounds almost like I'm talking down on myself, but I think I'm actually kind of replaceable with a lot of the things that I do.
I don't know. It's looking pretty good, to be fair. Like, you know, even when I was watching stuff a year ago when I joined, and like now the production like leveled up so much more. Like, it's amazing. Do you kind of just come up with it by yourself, and maybe obviously the couple of people who help you, like vodka, or like it's amazing, like when you added the ship split or like the little camera when something else is happening on the screen. How do you come up with all of this?
So a lot of it actually comes from different games. The picture-in-picture that we call it, like basically the second view in, I don't know, down there or down there, depends on how we flip the camera. That actually just comes from League of Legends, like straight up. It's something we've been doing for years in League of Legends. I feel like for Age of Empires, it was kind of necessary because, in my opinion, like the game is about multitasking to a lot, right? And strategy, multitasking. And oftentimes, what I felt was when I was watching or observing a game, for example, there was a main fight that was happening on screen, and then in the bottom left, you would just see the villager number or the worker kills just slowly but surely go up, and you'll be like, what is happening? And then we're kind of like, okay, can we do this reasonably? And then we just like added a picture in picture, and that was kind of that. And then the sheep counter as well. Like I think you've heard the complaints a lot of times where it's like the game is really, sometimes it's decided in Dark Age just based on scouting, right? And being able to have like a sheep counter, for example, that just like showcase like, okay, that this is the sheep split, like this is how screwed over someone got from sheep, kind of was like, to me, is like essential to telling the story on, okay, this is the story of the game, this is the start of the game, this is the starting point. So
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, it looks great. Do you have any people who kind of help you? Obviously, you got vodka. Where did you meet him? I'm assuming you guys are friends.
So yeah, behind the scenes, Cascade Fury, whom you might maybe know, he helps out quite a bit when it comes to like the coding aspect of things. He has helped me with like the software we use for like showing the drafts and some extra information on stream. He's helped out quite a lot with that. He also runs AoE4 World, which probably where he's mostly known for. So we like the production software we've made is very tightly integrated with AoE4 World and kind of added a lot of stuff. So he helps out quite a lot. And then Vodka as well. He doesn't do that much when it comes to like actually like developing this stuff, but he is kind of our guinea pig when it comes to testing a lot of things, making sure that like things work, that everything is, and he sometimes has ideas. They're not necessarily good, but he also has a very different perspective, right? Because his main game is AoE2. Fun fact about him is like he's like a top 100 player in AoE2. So he's like he's really good. If he actually just plays RTS games, he's easily top 100. But he has a very different perspective because AoE2 is a very different game. It has like a different idea, and they have this tool called Capture Age that people sometimes refer to, which is literally just like a separate software that then works with AoE2 to actually like give you the observer or the spectator experience, like the overlay HUDs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he has sometimes ideas and a different perspective, which really helps a lot.
Do you think currently it's running quite smoothly, all under control, or do you think you could possibly have some extra hands to help with the production?
I mean, right now, actually, the production is kind of like, if we take the basis of an EGC stream, so like an online stream, we have 3 people doing things. It's me doing production and like secondary observer, so that would be picture in picture, for example. Then Vodka is doing the main observing. He sometimes gets bored when he observes, so he also is running 2 instances of the game, so he also does picture in picture and the main observing. And then when it comes to like actually updating like brackets and drafts and communicating with the players. We have Choom who also does the adminning. That's kind of it. But yeah, other than that, like if people are interested, please reach out because we always need more people. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. What do you think are the biggest challenges of production and being the background of running tournaments and events?
I think a little bit of problem is being like having so much information stored in my head that it's obvious to me, but I can't communicate it with other people. We ran into that a little bit at Masters of Steel at the LAN event there,
Mhm.
where we had Christian, who's an absolute Chad. Lovely guy, amazing guy, so much fun. He's basically never played video games. So a lot of the things that we were discussing, me and Vodka, me and Cascade, me and Whammon, other people who was there, he was just like being completely clueless as to like, okay, there is what is casters, what is in-game, like what is all these kind of things.
And what was he
Um,
helping you guys with?
so he was actually like the main guy that is actually running the studio where we were.
Okay.
So he mainly does like I want to say real life streams where it's like he does actual streams in the company and some other stuff. So he knows what he's doing. He's really good at what he's doing. But now we come there and be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do a video game now, and he's like, cool. Someone explain to me. But yeah, it was really fun. We had the same case at King of the North, which was the first AoE4 LAN event I did. We
Mhm.
had Lars, who is a gamer, and it was the exact same story with him, where it's like he starts the event off being like absolutely clueless about the game, and then at the end of the event, he's like consistently just like watching the stream. Okay, guys, I think the game's about to end, and they're like actually calling the game is about to end properly because they're like start to understand the game,
Ah,
which is
nice.
really fun.
Definitely. Did he start to play after?
So Lars, which was his King of the North, he actually won the key giveaway. So he's actually played like I think he's played like 20 hours of the game. So he's played through the
Okay.
campaign a little bit, but
Casual.
yeah, he's casual, yeah. And then Christian, he's unfortunately has kids and a family and everything. So yeah, I don't think he has a computer to game on, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries. What do you think is your favorite event you have run so far? Or one you're the most proud of?
Probably Masters of Steel, just because
Yeah.
like it was a fun playground to be on. And we were allowed to do a lot of things and just like throw a bunch of ideas at the wall, and we added a lot of things. So yeah, it was definitely the most fun. Obviously like King of the North, which also was a lot of fun because that was basically the first AoE4 LAN we did, or like the community did, after Red Bull Legacy. So there was a lot of things that we had to like learn and figure out and just assume things would work because we've never done in a LAN setting. So yeah, that's the second place. And then Red Bull was like a solid third, yeah. Red Bull, Wololo, El Renato was a lot of fun as well, yeah.
What do you find more fun, a LAN event or online?
The LAN events were, of course, just more fun. I mean, you can actually yell at people in person. You can actually sit there and discuss games, right? Because that's something that I miss a lot, which is actually a little bit hard to do, I find, in Discord sometimes even. I really enjoy just sitting down, having a bunch of people, and then just discussing the game we're watching, which is
Mhm.
so much fun when you have these LAN events. Like at Masters of Steel, for example, we had Anotand, a Vortex, Corvinus, Myriad. We were just sitting watching the game and discussing it. Yeah, like of course they're so much better and higher rated than me in pretty much every way. And then you just have the discussion going, and you're just sitting there being like, yes, Online
Simple.
events is kind of they're kind of turned into like this. I don't want to sound mean, but it kind of turned into like this repetitive thing where it's just like, okay, yeah, we know what we're doing now.
It's not as challenging.
It's not as challenging. Yeah, I gotta figure out a couple of things to add to it.
Okay. I've heard that you have pretty amazing setup with a lot of a lot of screen. Can you tell me a bit more about it?
So yeah, right now I can send you some pictures later. But yeah, I currently sitting on 4 screens on my main PC, and then my laptop, which I use for just like communication and the second observer. It's on 2 screens,
Mhm.
and then I have 2 PCs that's downstairs in my basement. So we have one that's dedicated for production. So we use a software called vMix, which is just like OBS on better in so many levels, and it's kind of like
Okay.
an industry standard at this point. So we have a PC that's literally just dedicated to that. So we use that one for League of Legends, we use it for Counter-Strike, we use it for Age of Empires. So it's kind of a scheduling mess to be like, okay, guys, these like 3 different communities, I've got to like schedule them and make sure that kind of like they don't overlap, so everyone uses them at the same can like use it. And then I have a secondary gaming PC that runs some extra software that we need for the production.
Nice. You got the proper studio then.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So just coming back for a second for the production for all these games, are you like a freelance person?
So yeah, I'm a freelancer. I work with a lot of different things.
And
Yeah.
what kind of tournaments in League and CS did you take part in? Is it like a bigger tournament or?
So for Counter-Strike, I don't do a whole lot myself. I kind of just like provide the equipment and kind of sit there and make sure, almost like an assistant producer kind of thing.
Mhm.
But it is some lower leagues. And then for League of Legends, I'm involved a little bit in the NLC and a little bit in Prime League as well. And then I am the main producer in the Norwegian esports series.
Sounds good. I think you are a good person to ask this. You are not a person who works for Age of Empires.
Not those three
No.
companies, no.
No, okay. Can you tell us, do you have contact with them though? Do they ever ask you about any help or opinions or anything like that?
I talk a lot with different developers. So I do talk with Relic, I talk with Forgotten Empires or people there, but they don't ask me a lot of like personal questions, if that's what you're wondering.
Okay. Are they not like kind of impressed, this guy's got it figured out, he's running Age of Empires?
No, not really, no. Of course, like I do have contact a bit with Ashley, who is I think her title is the community manager. I talk a bit with her as well. Yeah, other than that, not really, I think.
This question, which like even confuses me. I think a lot of people are a bit confused. Who is in charge of Age of Empires? Like, is it Relic? Is it Microsoft? Is it someone else? Are you able to explain shortly so we know what's going on?
The short answer is there's Forgotten Empires, there's World's Edge, and then there is Relic. That's kind of like the three that's involved with AoE4. There is some extra studios as well. There is one called Climax Studios. So essentially what is the case is at the very top, there's Microsoft who owns World's Edge, and World's Edge is the overseer of all of the Edge titles. So they basically oversee the development, they oversee the servers, all this kind of stuff for Age of Empires. All of the Age titles, actually, Mythology as well. And then for content for the actual game, so balancing all this kind of stuff, is Forgotten Empires. So they do balancing for the games, AoE2, AoE4, Myth. So they do like develop the actual content. And then you have Relic on the other side, who, as far as I understood, like has basically got contracted to actually like start making the game. So like they actually developed the game. They made assets, did like the music and all this kind of stuff. And then Forgotten Empires kind of takes that and, they kind of give them ideas of actually what to make. And then Climax Studios, which is the least known out of them, as far as I understood, actually was responsible for the console ports
Okay.
for the game. So yeah, they're the ones responsible. I think they did the AoE2 console port. I'm not 100% sure. And then I'm pretty sure they did the console port for AoE4, like the UI and how to design the actual like input interface and stuff.
Okay.
It's a bit confusing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's why I kind of thought that you might be a good person to try to explain it. So what rank are you currently?
Currently in solos, I'm just Conk 1. I haven't played too much solos and I've not played that much. Team games, I'm currently like bouncing between roughly 1900 in team games. I play a lot with like Jigglypuff, Altoon, and some other people around that. Sometimes I play with like Myriad and Avely, for example, as well. So yeah.
Do you prefer solos or teams?
Mostly teams, honestly, considering like pretty much all the teams or like the games I've played before has been team games. I find it a little bit more fun, but I found like the challenge of 1v1s is fun as well.
And do you have a favorite meta we've had ever?
I think the one before Pro Scouts was pretty fun. After the Siege change, that was fun meta for a while before Pro Scouts got kind of like figured out. That was also a pretty good season. I think I got 1800 elo in solos with like 75% win rate. And then Pro
Nice.
Scouts hit and I like down into like Conk 2 again.
Do you not like
Little
Pro
bit of
Scouts?
I hate that. It's terrible.
Okay. Do you take part in any tournaments?
Not really. Most of them I'm involved in some way or another, so I'm not allowed to play in them. So for example, all the EGC tournaments I can't play in. I can't play in any Rising Empires tournaments. So yeah, it kind of leaves very, very few. And the few that's kind of like left over mostly overlaps with EGC or Rising Empires.
Do you sometimes wish you were allowed to play?
Not really. I mean, one of the main reasons I kind of like got into production was like I'm usually good at the games I play, but I'm not good enough to actually like compete at the very top. And I find it more enjoyable in most cases to actually just like observe or be production or do something like that than actually playing myself.
Do you have a favorite sip?
Probably French. I don't know if you can zoom in on these two, but these are actually like the
Oh yes, I see. Malian, French.
yeah. So those are actually the actual like physical drafting props that was at Red Bull El Renado, I actually do have the Abbasid, a misprinted Abbasid flag. Don't question it too much. And then I have Frisian Marshes and Holy Island, which is like my two favorite maps as well. So I managed to yoink them from Red Bull.
Nice. Your treasures.
Yeah.
And what about units? Do you have any favorite one?
And knights.
Knight. Okay. How about maps? I have heard some rumors that you're one of the rare people who enjoy water maps. Is that true?
Yeah.
And why?
Unfortunately, yeah. I don't know. I like it. I like micro. Like I'm a big micro player. I really like Bad Laces for that reason. It was just like pure micro almost. And I think it's fun, and maybe because I'm pretty good at water, like I regularly or like semi-regularly beat a lot better player than me on water. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Water specialist.
Yeah, maybe a
I
little bit.
can't
And also
believe.
all the maps I've made has been water, right? So
Oh, you made maps yourself.
yes, Scandinavia, for example, AoE4 Scandinavia map. That was
Is
that
your
is my
map?
map. Yeah.
Wow, how do you make a map from scratch? Is it like editing Age of Mythology, the old one? You could like go into like a
Yeah.
weird mode and like
So
paint your.
unfortunately, AoE4 doesn't have that.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's really annoying. For map making, actually, definitely talk with like Avely or Karyu about this.
Okay.
They're kind of like, Karyu is kind of like the main person who does like all the EGC maps as well, Bidlin as well. But yeah, essentially you just kind of like code the map and
Oh.
configure the map. It's really weird how it's done. It is really powerful when you actually kind of like understand it. Most of the time you're fighting the engine itself and not actually
Okay.
making the map.
Interesting. Do you have a favorite cheese strat?
Not particularly. I don't actually like cheese that much. We usually when like we play team games when we get play against like conks, we kind of just like spin the wheel and be like, okay, yeah, sure. That kind of works, I guess. No, not really.
Okay. Do you think there's a secret OP Civ right now which people might not figure it out yet?
Not secret civ really. I think balance in the game right now is one of like the best it's ever been, at least on terms of like the top level. Of course, there's still a lot of imbalance, which like English and Abbasid is pretty weak right now. So
My
I wouldn't say
English.
like, yeah, they suck, but what can you do? Probably the one thing or strat I should say is actually kind of French to TC. I think that's definitely slept on.
Yeah.
I mean,
So good.
we've seen like a lot of things that I've seen in like both pro player and a little bit like lower is actually this like knight archer composition from pretty much a lot of civs actually kind of like take over where you kind of almost, I want to say like rush incendiary arrows on archers. For French, for example, that's like so powerful because they get so cheap keep bonus. Personally, I have a lot of fun playing that actually.
Okay. And do you ever do that in solo games? Just do
Yeah, I
TC
mean,
French?
it has happened. Yeah, it happens. Mostly, though, I actually find it fun to actually play Chamber of Commerce.
That's a
Something
bit
like me and
cheesy.
is it though? I mean, Chamber of Commerce on like Hill and Dale, for example.
Yeah, that's a little bit, you know, that's like a
Yeah.
small block of cheese.
Actually, like one of the things that I've discussed with Marine Lord a lot of times is actually like Chamber of Commerce French. And it's like both me and him kind of just agree, like pretty much in a lot of scenarios, you're actually like, it's actually really good to actually go because most of the time, like there's either pro scouting or 2TC or something like that. And it's like, okay, your first night kind of actually doesn't do a whole lot. Okay, yeah, maybe Chamber of Commerce is the cheese strat I use the most. Okay, sure.
Okay, now I got a question. The recent news about new DLC announcement, which kind of divided the community a little bit with more variants, no new civs. How is it gonna be in the future? What is your opinion?
My opinion is some people need to calm down on Reddit.
I know I haven't been going for the last week because that's all that's always there. Right?
It's been weird. Besides that, I actually like just looking at the civs. I think probably the biggest mistake is calling them variant civs. Like just looking at them, like the Golden Horde, for example, they're so unique from Mongols. The Macedonians, I kind of just close my eyes and pretend they're a Viking civ. And then the Tughlaq dynasty, they're so focused on elephants, right? And they play completely differently from Delhi. I would assume, like just based on the fact that like they have elephant scholars and raider elephants.
Yeah, they went a bit wild with the elephants on
so
that one.
it's like, okay, we have Springle elephants now. Okay, great. I'm personally really looking forward to it. I've played a lot of like roguelike games, like Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon, for example. Really looking forward to the Crucible. I'm expecting I'm gonna put in maybe like 100, 200 hours into that game mode easily, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, yeah. I am excited, but I wish because I actually like the new music, voice
Yeah.
lines and stuff. So this is why I kind of wish they added actual civs. Do you think
Again,
they
like,
will?
I really hope so. I do think that there is people there at like the companies that really wants to push for them. But of course, blindly assuming like, hey, there's management, there is like, okay, what's the budget and all
Yeah.
kinds of things that is actually going in, right? I mean, again, like the Macedonians, I'm kind of like closing my eyes and ears a little bit and just like muting the voice lines and being like, yep, they're Norwegian. Da, da, da. They have like all of these, like they have runes, right? They have the Varangians, which and all this kind of, and Riddar, which literally translates to knights in Norwegian. And
Oh, you're gonna
then,
love that civ then.
yeah, I think so too. And then for the Tuglok, right? I'm just kind of closing my eyes and just like, okay, they're probably just a Khmer from AoE2, for example, right? They have the Khmers. Personally, like I agree with you. Like probably the favorite part I kind of would want is just like the music. I kind of just would like love to hear some music from.
Yeah, definitely. Is there one civ you would like to see added in the future?
I mean, there is that bias in me that's like, okay, give me like Scandinavian Civ. I don't want a Viking Civ because that's not entirely like correct,
Okay.
kind of technically.
Actually.
It's like actually. So yeah, we kind of like want the Scandinavian Civ, but that's like the personal bias of the Norwegian in me. Kind of like agree with like the community. Korea would be really cool. Aztec, Inca, Spanish would be really cool. I would love to see more like South American civs, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but I would just kind of just like love to see it, and more African civs as well. I just want new civs, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, to be fair, like one of the things that I have just like briefly read, I'm not 100% sure, is like the Macedonians almost have like some necromancy going on,
Oh
where
my
it's
god.
like the amount of units that dies get like if when 10 units die, you get like 2 units or something. I don't know the actual numbers, but
It's just a recycle.
maybe.
Okay, interesting. And obviously they should add Poland as well.
I mean, we have Shlatas already, right?
Yeah, but they speak French. You know how
Hey,
accurate
Varangians
it
speak
is.
Greece. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, true. What do you think AoE devs could do to increase the popularity of the game? One thing you personally believe would make it better.
That is a lot of things.
You can give few.
For one of them, it's in-game leaderboards. That is
Okay.
one of the things that's like, okay, give us an in-game leaderboard. Because right now, it's impossible if you don't know about AoE4 World.
Mhm.
It's really hard to be like, okay, cool, I'm Conk 3 now. Am I top 500? Am I top 1000? Am I rank 1? Like, nobody actually knows. And one of the things I've suggested over the years is just like above Conk 3, so like 1700 or 1800, is you add an Emperor rank. Just add an Emperor rank and it kind of like differentiates between Conk 3. Because like the gap in Conk 3 right now is like so big, right? Because
It's like
a 1600.
challenger and like
Yeah.
grandmaster, masters, right? That.
Right, yeah. Back when I played, like the first season I got Master was the first season Masters was introduced, kind of it, right? And I think something like that should be done in AoE4 as well. And then there's like a lot of things. I mean, I was there at Masters of Steel, so I almost want to say like an experience of like, okay, add resume from replay.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for like the competitive scene, that would just like be amazing. Improve water gameplay. Everybody hates water except a few people. Do something about it, right? There is increase the tick rate, which has been something that's been discussed. So for those who don't know, the game currently runs at 8 ticks per second. So like the entire game gets like updated 8 ticks per second or 8 times a second. And you have games like Minecraft, for example, which runs at 20. You have League of Legends, which is 30. You have StarCraft, which is 33.3 or something, right? And we've had this discussion a lot of times in Counter-Strike, where I come from a little bit as well, right? Which is, you had like CSGO, which was this entire like 64 versus 128 tick kind of discussion, and that was happening as well. So I
what
think
does
that would
it
help.
do? Sorry.
It kind of makes the game just like run a lot smoother. Like things respond faster because there's not like a built-in 125 millisecond delay. Yes, it's not as important for RTS games. If you go back and like you actually play 64 tick versus 128 tick in CSGO, for example, it's a little bit different there because it actually affects like the physics of it. So when you throw nades and stuff, it changes. For AoE4 specifically, like the responsiveness of the game and the input lag is something a lot of people complain about, especially StarCraft players. So I think like that is something that would be really good to actually be improved on for like the entire player base.
So it would, I guess, make the biggest difference in micro.
It would definitely make the biggest. Yeah. Microing units would definitely be like the main thing, right? Where it's sometimes when you're trying to dodge a Mangonel, for example, and your unit is like waiting. If you don't have the best, like if you don't have the best reaction time, for example, it's really frustrating to play against mangonels, for example.
Do you think there's any like marketing strategies they could work on? I'm just thinking how to bring players to the game.
Okay, so I have a hot take.
Okay, I'm
They
ready.
should add microtransactions. They should add skins, but not to
Yes.
the units themselves, because this is something League of Legends does really well, where it's like they have really solid outlines of units, and that's something AoE4 struggles a little bit with already.
Yep.
Mainly Shugenus and crossbows.
Yep.
Can't tell the difference between them. Order of the Dragon spears and Landsknecht. Can't tell the difference between them. So don't add skins to them. But
Unless like Scout or something.
no.
No?
I've
Okay.
said this before. Give me a microtransaction that costs $2 that gives the sheep that I pick up different hats. I would pay so much money. I would pay easily $10 for just like a limited edition that you buy it once and you have it forever. That when I pick up sheep, they get a Santa hat.
Okay.
Just give me that and I'm so happy.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, they have a big opportunity, which just is not being used. Or like when, I don't know if you play like Rocket League or something, when you have
Yeah,
the like speed boost, which like have, flowers, stars or
Sparkles,
something. Yeah. They should do that for sheep or scout or something. More like profile customization, maybe.
The reason is specifically because I'm saying like sheep is the fact that it has zero impact on gameplay.
Yeah.
Right? It's just cute. It's just cute. A sheep with a pumpkin on its head, with a Santa hat, with some reindeer ears or something. Come on, like you see the vision.
Yeah, we will buy it.
We will buy it.
I guess you probably have mentioned it before to the devs.
Yeah, I've said it before.
Keep saying it.
I will.
Maybe we can do a petition for
petition add microtransactions. That's
yes.
like I think someone at EA would be very confused as to what's happening.
How do you think we could make the devs potentially invest more resources in AoE4? We as players, as community, how can we help them?
That's a bit hard, right? Because of the fact that like you have this like Microsoft World's Edge, and then you have this like bureaucracy. It's kind of hard, right? And one of the things that like this becomes a little bit more political than maybe necessary, but one of the things that is really really common in just like capitalism and actually like steering companies is voting with your wallet, right? And your viewer numbers. That's also important. Actually watching esports streams and watching community streams and all this kind of stuff. Buying the DLC, leaving a positive review, right? It signals to the devs that like, hey, okay, cool. If our return of investment is actually working and we're actually getting money in and people are actually enjoying the DLC, it's actually worth doing another DLC, right? Because for example, if you're imagining you're a dev right now and pretty much everything you see is like, oh, people hate variant civs and they want new civs. But instead of being just negative and just talking about it, be actually positive, kind of be open-minded, especially like the single player game mode. Can just imagine I think a lot of people who usually play versus AI is going to be taking a step into that and like really, really enjoying it. And
can you tell me a little bit about the pros? What are they like to work with without putting too much shade on people?
Probably the fact that I use the Demu and Marine Lord I send the whip emoji to a little bit too often.
Okay.
I think this is like a humble brag. I'll easily admit to that. But like it's something that me and my brother, so my brother, he works on a lot of like shows and all this kind of stuff. Both for me and him, we've kind of had like the same experience where you kind of just get normalized to quote unquote like famous people, right? One of the shows he did was like, oh yeah, it's Sarah Larson, and if you know who that is, then like that's a really big deal, right? My brother was kind of just like chilling backstage and like talking with her, and in my experience pretty much every pro acts human. They're kind of like, that's the thing, right? Like I went to class with someone who was one of like the best Norwegian StarCraft players. He used to practice a lot with Snute, if anyone knows who that guy was. He was like, oh my God, like you're moderator on like Marine Lords and Beastie's Twitch channel. And I'm kind of just sitting there being like, yeah, and like Demu, it's like, yeah, I can kind of just like message them. Asklad, for example, I think it was Asklad, he was talking about how Red Bull Wololo in Heidelberg, they walked past Capoch and Demu, and they were kind of like fanboying a little bit of being like, oh my God, it's like Demu and Capoch, right? And now it's kind of just like I can just DM Demu and be like, what's up, you
Hey, how
right?
did you do that?
Don't worry about it. It's just like one of those things where it's just like, yeah, they're kind of human. Of course, they're pretty weird because they're pro players, so they play the game a lot. That's pretty much it, yeah.
Okay. So you would say it's normally quite easy to work with them?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I guess a gamer understands other gamers, right?
Yeah.
No replies until at least 12 o'clock, if not later.
Yeah.
But you get one at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I have the same sleep schedule as them, so I don't mind. So yeah.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite pro?
Not particularly. Not really. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am in. I can just DM Louis and he'll join for team games, for example. Okay, probably Louis, especially in person. He's such a fun person to be around. His English is not the best, but the energy and the vibe is top notch.
Oh, that's nice. And do you have a favorite caster?
Not really. Everyone brings something to the table, right? When it actually like comes to like learning and understanding the game, it's really nice listening to Crackety. Mista is also a really amazing caster the few times he's casted. Demu as well. Like if you go and watch some of his StarCraft casts, like he is such a good caster, and in my opinion, it's such a shame that he isn't casting AoE4.
Why not?
I don't know. You would have to ask him. But yeah, like I really enjoy just like listening and asking questions about the game and learning, because they have so much information that they normally don't talk about, and yeah, it's really enjoyable to listen to good analyst casters.
Yeah, definitely makes a difference. Team games. 2 scenarios. One, if you and 3 pros, who would you invite?
Bolton, Louis, and then the last person doesn't matter.
No, you have to pick 4.
It's kind of hard to say, honestly. Like maybe CSO,
Okay.
maybe Jiggly. Unironically, there's a lot of really good Chinese team game players that we don't see a lot because we don't have team game tournament in the West.
Yes, we didn't have like any this year. There was some last year, right? But
yes,
this
there
year...
was that EGC 2 tournament. I really hope we're doing an EGC 2 tournaments.
Yeah, it would be nice change. I mean, I do probably like the 1v1s the most, but it would be nice too.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's more fun seeing them interact with each other.
Yes, definitely.
And the banter.
Now, team you plus 3 people which are like your friends, or like to make the most meme team, which you guys would just laugh in and it would be chaos.
You know them. Jiggly, BLB, Olga, Gotovsky. It's always a banger game, especially when there's a little bit of mold and we have a good time.
So the devils, basically.
Basically the devils, yeah.
As we know, now you are from Norway. Can you teach me something in your language?
No.
Like, come on, like just like a one sentence, or like something like a funny word. Maybe cat related.
I mean, we have some good sayings that makes absolutely no sense in Norwegian or in English. We have pull me backwards into the bird box.
Okay.
And then there's some owls in the moss.
And what does it mean?
Don't question it. Just accept that they exist. But yeah, you can probably say dra meg baklengs in I fuglekassa.
Oh my god. Nah, you need to say slower.
Dra meg baklengs in I fuglekassa.
Throw my backlinks in something castle?
In I fuglekassa.
In fuglekassa. What does that mean?
Pull me backwards into the bird box.
That's the one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if I meet a Norwegian person, I can say this.
Yes, if you say that, that is completely acceptable. It's actually from like the animation movie I talked about, the Flåklypa.
Would they be impressed if I practice the pronunciation?
Yeah. They would be, because they would be very questionable as to why you know that, which is a good thing.
Okay, perfect. And I have a final question for you. Who would you like to see next in the interview? And have you got one question you would like me to ask them?
Maybe Boltune.
No, I already have a Boltune.
You already have Boltune?
Well, I have a Boltune request. Go on.
You have a Boltune request. Okay, yeah. Well, why not add to it?
So 2 Boltune requests now. 2
Boltune requests. Well, you're getting Boltune then. Yeah, no pressure. Mainly because getting that guy to talk is really, really hard.
Yeah, is he quite shy?
He's a very shy person.
He's really good at team games, right? Like,
yeah, he's the conductor in team games for sure.
Okay, and one question you would like me to ask him.
Can you play with your keyboard normally?
Okay, he will know what it means.
He will know it.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you so much, Mr. Cow. It was a pleasure to get to know you a little bit. Yeah, we don't see you that often. We just know and see all the magical stuff you do behind the scenes.
Work in the shadows a lot.
So thank you so much. We appreciate you a lot. Honestly, you are the backbone of this community. So thank you for everything. And yeah, that's it, I think. I hope, I guess.
All right, bye guys.